Yo, what is up YouTube? It's your boy Bobby D, and I'm back again with another hot and juicy video. And as always, I'm joined by the hair Moses himself, Steve Cook.
Bobby.
Thanks for being on my channel,
My
Steve.
pleasure. Always pleasure.
Yes, sir. You're looking swole as always, Steve. I don't know if you're hitting the gym like 3 times a day now, or
nah, just, look, just keep it to
just
two.
two. Nice, nice. I'm trying to catch up with him one day, guys. So
can I get any taller? Hang out with you?
Got some shoes, maybe. Yeah, when Steve's here, we're always talking about hair. And tonight, Steve, we kind of talked about this in one of your videos on your channel, Defeating Hair Loss, about, shock loss. And, we talked about that. It could happen, during a transplant and all that, and it could be permanent, not permanent. And for me, I had that. I had a little bit of shock loss right after the transplant, and luckily, it did come back. So I'm just going to retell that part, from your video, and what are your thoughts on that?
Sure. Well, that's a great question, Bobby. It's also a very big fear that people have out there. They read about shock loss. Like, wait a second, can this actually damage the follicles that I have? So there's a couple of prerequisites we want to focus on. And one is we want to be a little careful. We don't want to go into a zone that has a ton of hair and try to add more to it. Hair transplants are more for balding areas, say receding areas like in your case, versus like diffuse thinning and thinning areas. You have more of an option, or I should say you have more of an opportunity to have shock loss when you're going into a diffuse thinning area. So that's number one. Number two is, what really is shock loss? Shock loss is hair that is around, like an area that we're making a hole. I mean, it's called a recipient site for the fancy words, but it's a hole we're making in your scalp. And then what happens is the existing hairs around that hole follicles, they give up their blood because they're like, oh my God, we have this like wound and we have to go give it blood to heal it. So what happens is that hair, not the follicle, the hair will shed. That's called telogen effluvium. Now the follicle is still intact, but it doesn't have any blood because that blood has gone to heal the wound. When you poke 2,000 holes around an area of a lot of hair, there's a potential for that hair, or some of it, usually it's just some, like in your case and like everybody's case, that can shock out. So think about it. You've got this transplant that's just been completed. You've got these follicles that have now shed from the blood supply that they're going to give to prepare those sites and feed those holes to heal. And then eventually, after a few cycles, that telogen effluvium, or the hair that's shocked, will grow back. It just takes a lot longer for a scientific reason that I don't even know. So it's very scary for anybody, including me. Of course, I'm the freak of paranoia when it comes to hair, that, you can go in and have something done you're paying all this money for, like you did. And then in your case, it was right up to that edge. And then you have to kind of, go with like a convoluted line, and you've got to kind of, space the hair inside the existing hair. That existing hair that is all healthy has the potential to shock, and that's what happened to you.
Yeah.
So it's scary. A couple things that can actually help with shock loss, Bobby, for everybody watching, is you can get a laser cap, and the laser will actually help protect you from shock loss because you can wear it literally almost the next day after the procedure. And also make sure that you're on your combination medication of finasteride and minoxidil. That's when your follicles are the strongest. And the stronger, the less potential for shock loss. So yeah, that's really what it is. But it is definitely scary. Part of what I do in talking to people, and of course always answering their questions, is when you get someone with shock loss, and they have a gun to your head, it's like, is the hair going to grow back? And you're like, I hope so. Yeah. What kind of answer is that? So it's not a comfortable conversation. There are no guarantees to anything in any of these cosmetic procedures. But from what I've seen in all the years I've been watching this industry, as long as it's a standard case with good donor hair, healthy patient, shock loss will grow back.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, luckily mine did, and I was blowing you up. Steve's like, hey Steve, help me. My hair's not growing; it's falling out. What's going on? So thanks for clearing that up for me and everybody else, Steve. I appreciate it. And as always, guys, check out Steve's channel, Defeating Hair Loss. Great content. I'm up there making an appearance every so often, so sure to check him out and subscribe to his channel. And also, subscribe to my channel. Be sure to like and subscribe to it, and then I will see you next time.